Hoi, alles goed? Ik ben Rachel, ik kom uit Amerika en ik ben de AmrknseDutchie. Welkom op mijn nieuwe Nederlandse kanaal. So I've made 2 videos of me singing Dutch songs on my personal and main channel, Simply Me Rachel Lee. And the question that I always get asked is, why are you interested in Dutch? Why do you want to learn Dutch? People have asked me if my parents are Dutch or if one of my parents are Dutch or what's the deal. No. Both my parents are American. I'm American. So this is the introduction to my new Dutch channel, and I'm going to tell you a little story. This is a story all about how my life got turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the AmrknseDutchie. Sorry about that. It was just so appropriate. Does anyone know where that's from? That was the theme song of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Have any of you guys watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? I know you guys have some American series on your TVs. This was kind of like an 80s or 90s show, I think, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Will Smith. That was the theme song of it, and it was just so appropriate to start out this video, so I just had to sing it. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? As you may have already guessed, I love to sing, and so in my videos I'll sometimes throw in some random singing, dancing maybe. When you come to this channel, you'll never know what you're gonna get. So before I tell you my story, this channel is going to be very interactive. I love hearing from you guys. I love getting your comments. You can send me comments or messages in English or Dutch. I'm actually much better at reading Dutch than I am at speaking it. So feel free to, write to me in Dutch, and I'll do my best to respond in Dutch, maybe, if you're lucky. And I love getting your guys' feedback. I love hearing from you. So I want this channel to be very interactive. I'm really looking forward to it. I have a lot of weird plans for the channel. A lot of singing still, because it's so easy. It's really, easy to learn a language by singing songs. And it's a lot easier to sing the language than to speak it for some reason. I don't know, did you know that, a different part of your brain controls that, singing and speaking? People who stutter, they can, sing a speech and they can sing it without stuttering, but they can't speak without stuttering, I get off on completely random, tangents, and I'm sorry about that. So, what was I saying? Oh, I'll be singing in Dutch, I'll be trying to speak in Dutch, and make a fool out of myself and stuff. Okay, so how I became the AmrknseDutchie. I've been making videos on YouTube for 2 years now. My first channel was for videos just about Dave Days, my favorite YouTuber / singer, and so on that channel, almost a year and a half ago, I met a Dutch person named Tom. His channel is called youtube.com/niethankmaartom. I know I say that really bad, I'm sorry. He has some great lyric videos on there if you want to check his channel out. And so he contacted me on one of my videos asking me about a certain song by Dave Days. And then he told me he was from the Netherlands, and I'm really ashamed to admit this, but I didn't know anything about the Netherlands or really any European country at all. And so I was really excited to be talking to someone from Europe, because to Americans, Europe is a really exotic, exciting place. Europe as a whole probably has this stereotype of fashionable and proper and just everything that Americans secretly want to be. Anyway, I digress. So it was really exciting to be talking to this person from the Netherlands. So I started asking him questions about why he knew English and stuff, and we just kept talking on YouTube. And at one point, I think he joked oh, you should just learn Dutch or something, because we were speaking English, because I didn't know any Dutch. Little did he know I would actually take him up on that challenge, because I love languages. So I was like, I wish I could learn Dutch, and it didn't really seem possible, but I love languages. Everything about languages fascinates me. I love studying them. I've been studying Spanish for 4 years, and so I love seeing similarities between Spanish and English and Dutch and Spanish, and so you'll hear me referencing Spanish a lot, I think, in my videos, probably. So let me know if any of you are studying Spanish as well. So then Tom and I became followers on Twitter, and So I started, you know, seeing his Dutch tweets in my timeline. And at first it was kind of funny, you know, like, oh, all this gibberish on my timeline. But then as I was reading his tweets, and, well, not reading them, but looking at them, and sometimes Google translating some of them, I started picking up on some of these words that were very common that he would use over and over again. And when I started picking up on these words, I was like, you know, this learning Dutch thing might not be so hard. I can do it. And so then I actually started trying. You know, I watched a lot of shows on TV about the Netherlands, because like I said, I didn't know anything, so I wanted to educate myself. So I started watching shows about the Netherlands, and I started looking up YouTube videos about Dutch. And the more I learned about the Dutch culture and the Dutch language, I mean, the more I fell in love with it, and the more I wanted to learn more. And you guys just seem like a really chill, fun, tolerant culture, and it's just been interesting to me since I've started learning about it. So that's why I'm interested in the Dutch culture and learning the language, because hopefully, you know, I'll be able to go to Holland someday and use the Dutch that I'm learning. And as for jullie Vlaamse mensen, I don't know much about Belgium other than half of you guys speak Dutch and half of you guys speak French, and you guys have some mean waffles and chocolate, apparently. But I'd love to hear more about Belgium and your guys' culture too. I'd love to hear from you guys. I mean, do you guys, are you Vlaamse people? A lot different from the people in Belgium who speak French? I mean, who do you associate with more? And, you know, it'd be interesting to hear about that too. So then at one point, Tom and I were talking about music, and he told me that the only Dutch singer that he listens to is Guus Meeuwis. I'm sorry, I can't say his name. I've never heard his name said out loud, and I've never said it. That was my first attempt at saying his name out loud. I've read it, but I've never said it before, so I'm afraid I screwed it up horribly. But anyways, so then I looked him up after he told me that, and I only found one of his songs that had a lyric video on YouTube with Dutch and English lyrics. So I was like, alright, and that was Het is een Nacht, and I learned that song. I fell in love with it instantly, and so then I just wanted to learn it, and I did, and that's how that video came about, me singing Het is een Nacht. After I uploaded that video, I got a lot of really nice, positive feedback, which I wasn't expecting, and people started asking me if I was gonna do another one, and Dutch people started subscribing to me just for that video, so I felt really bad, so then I made another one, and that was Afscheid Nemen Bestaat Niet by Marco Borsato, and I've been getting more positive feedback on that one, which is really encouraging. And then I met Kubra from Kubkel, youtube.com/Kubkel, and she suggested that I make a whole channel only dedicated to Dutch videos, and I thought, hey, that's a really good idea. So here we are. So that's why I'm interested in Dutch, and I'm really looking forward to this channel and meeting more Dutch people and just being really interactive on this channel. I'm sure what most of you want to see most is me speaking Dutch, because it probably sounds funny and stuff. So I'll try to speak as much Dutch as I can in my videos, but I'll also be speaking a lot of English. I'm sorry. And I'd love to hear from you, any suggestions that you have for this channel or about anything that you'd like to see. So I'll probably be singing a lot of Dutch songs. You can request songs that you want me to sing, and if I like them, then I'll sing them, and I'll just be trying to speak as much Dutch as possible while I'm trying to learn it as well. So you guys can make video responses to me, you know, teaching me things that you think are important or whatever. I'm just really looking forward to whatever this channel turns into. If it seems like something you'd be interested in following along with, then subscribe and I'd really appreciate it. So thanks for watching. Oh, dankjewel voor het kijken naar mijn filmpje. Ik ga proberen het Nederlands te spreken wanneer possible. Dus ja, fijne dag nog en doei!